Hey, how's it going? It's Saturday. As per usual, low-key Saturday today, nothing too crazy. Finally getting a little bit of cool air here in the city after all the unseasonably warm and dry weather. Who was here first? Jean-Paul. Greetings, nerds. We know who we are. We got Stereo Decor and Josh Holiday, Jan Kalinowski, Scarmantis, Peter Altitis. Oh my god, I always stumble, I'm sorry. And Acid Bat. And Muo. Hola. Man, Jean-Paul, dude. Hair Trigger, jeez. What's up, Reggie? And Zap, hey. Yo. Got Aaron Hedges in the house. Anyway, like I said, a little bit low-key today. Trying out a new plugin, actually. Experimenting a little bit. One of those we'll see what happens days. Let's bring it in. Man, I am feeling low key today. We'll try to bring up the energy level a little bit. All right. Welcome everybody. Selway Techno Saturday here once again on 343 TV, brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production here in New York City and in Berlin and out there in cyberspace. So, yeah, I always do that. I always got to say who we are and what we're doing. We're a music production school, and we help you, if you want, to up your game. That is my day job, in addition to being something of an old school techno producer and electro producer at this point. I help run things here in New York as a head of academics. I've never had a title like that. So anyway, it's interesting. There's a lot going on here. We got our nice community that's growing. We have our different cohorts of our 1-year program that it's amazing to see them grow and develop and go from, maybe just making their first track ever to like having a full release ready to go and a live set ready to perform. And yeah, it's exciting. We're about to come up on another graduation in December. So if you want to know more about what we do here, we've got our links. You can see all the upcoming courses we've got going on. There's the Black Friday. We always do a big promotion around Black Friday, just like everybody else. This is pretty much the time of year where if you want to sign up and get a course or join the 1-year program or whatever it is here at 343 Labs, there's no better time. We have our, pre-Black Friday early access, whatever it is, going on. I think it's almost over, like another day, and then the prices are going to go up a little bit. So if you're ready to pull the trigger, do it now. And again, go visit our website to find out all the details. I don't need to go into all of it here. This isn't a total advertisement. It's just me recommending to you if you are so inclined to check out what we're doing. And if you want to check out what we're doing and actually commit to it, now's a good time. All right. So that's that. That's my due diligence. What else has been going on? What have you been talking about lately? Well, of course, we've had our Auto Freak Remix Challenge going on, and I finally got the poll up last week, and a bunch of people have voted. And I'm not going to show you all who's like leading right now. I don't, let's wait for the end. It's supposed to be anonymous, but what happened to my transitions? My transitions are supposed to animate, and it just didn't work. That was weird. All right. Anyway, here's the page. And we've got 30-something tracks. And I think I want to say like 20 or 30 votes per track now, like pretty good response. This is going to be going for a little bit longer. Into December, we're taking our time. There's no rush here, right? I don't have a label distribution schedule to stick to. But yeah, so, a lot of you who watch the show have probably checked this out already, but if you haven't, go have a listen. Check out all these really great submissions that we got for this remix challenge and put your 2 cents in. And, I guess you don't have to vote on all of them, but it would be cool if you gave a rating, right? Just to 1 to 5, just set a number that reflects how you feel about the track, Is it just okay, or do you think it's really hot? You know what to do. So anyway, I'm happy about that. Happy that that's going well. And let's see. We've also got this coming up. Now, this is a paid event, a live stream masterclass with Christian Smith and I that we're going to do. We did this back in June, and it went great. Actually, the track we made ended up getting released recently on our latest record on Tronic. And we're going to do it again on December 7th. You can go and pick up a ticket. I think there's still early bird ticket price. I mean, for what it's worth, come hang out with us. I'll be, instead of doing my usual hour here, we're just doing it with Christian. So yeah. I don't know if I may have forgotten to put these links in the description again. We'll take care of that. I'll put it. Maybe I can put it in the chat just now as well. So looking forward to this. But that's pretty much it, right? That's what's going on in my world, other than the teaching here and making sure the program's running smoothly and doing this event with Christian. And we've got the Auto Freak Remix Challenge. The rest of today is just me hanging out, checking out a new plugin. It's still on trial. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy it yet. But yeah, we're going to take a look at this new Fours plugin. I've looked at some of their Macs for Live devices before, but this is a new audio unit that's available, and it's a modal synthesizer. So it's kind of like physical modeling / additive. But it's not a model of a specific instrument. It's just using some of that technology to do something a little different. And I tend to like that type of synthesis. I like physical modeling. I think it's interesting. And then modal, and then the different types of techniques that physical modeling synths use, whether or not they're making a particular instrument or not. So yeah, I thought we'd I would play around with this a little bit and see if it technos, and it definitely technos. I mean, obviously, anything you can use anything to make techno. It's all up to you and your imagination and your like groove and your vibe and your effects processing, right? Okay, Tim Xavier is in the house. What's up? Nice. What are you guys all talking about? Jean-Paul was ready to step because I was saying it wasn't going to be too crazy today. What I mean is that I'm feeling low key today. Something crazy might still happen. And yay, Hooby, welcome. Thanks very much. Glad to support the podcast as well. And Josh Holiday says I'm going to lose. Yeah, no, come on, don't say that. Everybody's a winner. This isn't a meritocracy. Everybody's a winner. All of you are great for taking part of the challenge and giving it a go. But, we do have to make choices in the end. And actually, I mean, I can't promise. I can't. I have to be discerning at a point. But for a digital release, it doesn't hurt to add more, right? But I do kind of want to really think hard and focus in on what are the ones that most that I vibe with, that fit with the originals or complement the originals, that take it to another level. That's one of the things I was thinking about with the remix competition is like how much of the original vibe or what kind of clever use of the original components does it incorporate, or is it like a track that's totally new, like everything's different except for like, there's kind of a percentage of how much of the original vibe you used and sounds you used versus the new elements that you bring to it. I am going to consider that, right? And then, the voting that we do, let me just go back over to that while we're talking about it. On the visual here, like the voting is not, this isn't, just to be clear, this voting poll thing is not going to choose what gets released. It's kind of like, what's the crowd favorite, so to speak. And then I will take that into consideration when I make my personal choices as to what gets on the releases. So, I might end up picking something that you guys rated more low than I would have. Like everybody's got different tastes, right? So it's still going to be a surprise in the end is what I'm saying. Don't give up, Josh Holiday. You never know. Welcome, Daraka. Evening. Luminous Clouds in the house. And Tim, what's this tat MIDI generator thing? What is this thing you're talking about? Is that another, is that one of these things? All right, so these are their Max for Live devices. Dyad, Opal, which I have, which is awesome. Chural, Rater, what are these crazy names? Superberry, Kit, Load, Glanta, Rome, Boca, Doublet. Wow, they have so much crazy stuff, but there's no tat. What are you talking about, Tim? Show me what you're talking about. So show me what you're working with. Yeah, we are all here. Thanks, Jen Kalinowski. So back to the task at hand. We're checking out this Tela, and cool to see that they're branching out into plugins that can be used in other DAWs besides Ableton Live. That's great. Vast array of resonant peaks intertwined to form a critical mass of sound. It models nothing. Careful balance. I'm reading their marketing speak here. That's always interesting. Careful balance of depth and immediacy. All right. There are no rules. Okay, I agree. And then a little bit about what modal synthesis is. It's a bandpass filter bank, and each of those bandpass filters are, adding up. It's additive, kind of creating a complex waveform. Look at that. My OBS is choppy today. I'm having all sorts of technical issues today. I hope that's not going to keep happening. All right. And I've been kind of trying to get my head around it. These Force devices are very kind of minimal graphic, like not too much information, kind of mysterious looking. It takes a minute to wrap your head around it. It's also, shares some similarity with sort of the kind of graphic interface you'd see on some of these electron devices, but not overly complicated, I would say. I'd say it's pretty straightforward. I suppose we should play around a little bit and see what it sounds like, right? I already started doing some stuff. Let's see what I've got going on here. Tim, don't give me a hard time. Run a search. Yes, I'm going to run a search. Another time. So yeah, we've got this crazy pattern going on here with the Tele. Just taking there's a lot of reverb on it. There's a nice reverb built into this thing. All right, so here's me trying to get my head around what I'm looking at. We have impulse, percussive sound, but not only percussive sound. You can soften that up a little bit with this envelope down here. And if you know anything about physical modeling, there's a thing that that starts the thing vibrating. So that's what this impulse is. It's causing the vibration. It's the burst of noise or whatever it is that's going into this modal filter bank and causing the ringing resonance to happen. And then we've got some granular stuff. We've got some random noise particles in here. You can kind of hear that scrapey stuff happening. And then we've got tonality and contour, which are pretty much controlling what the modal filter bank is doing, in different ways. All I can do at this point is just play around with the parameters until I figure out what's happening based on what it sounds like. Sounds like kind of a damping sort of a thing, right? You can hear when it's low, we're hearing more high frequencies ring out. So it's some kind of a filter. Anyway, that sounds cool. Suitably techno, right? Oh, I see you guys all talking about what TAT is. K devices, controlled random MIDI generator. Yeah. Sounds very nerdy. I like that. All right, so that's the tonality. Then we've got the contour, which the contour controls are where I feel like it starts being like an additive synth, because it's like moving all of these individual sine waves around in different ways. And also, it looks really cool. I like that, Fours interfaces are really cool. Crazy. Like the mix is like balanced between different sets of partials, or different filters, basically. Not sure what the sine control is doing, at least not on this sound. It's not sounding very obvious. Maybe it's because we don't have a lot of... It's kind of ringy and resonant. We might be missing some stuff. All right, this is crazy. And there's a phase offset sort of thing, which again, I'm not really hearing very much of in this sound. So yeah, really how the filter bank reacts depends on what's going into it, for sure. And like what the impulse is doing. And that's always a thing with this kind of synthesizer. Like the input into the filter bank, into the resonator, determines the reaction of the resonator a lot. Okay, this is cool. Luminous Cloud says Dyad is bonkers from Opal. Do I have Dyad? Is that the new one? Is Dyad the one that's like really integrated with Push? I want to check that one out. I mean, we have a Push 3 here. Could definitely set that up. Maybe I will do that another day. All right. Yes, Luminous Cloud, this is a special nerdy episode. This is very nerdy. Cool. Hey, David Tunestrom. Yes, this is, you're asking what VST is this? And it is, here it is. This is what we're looking at today. Tela modal synthesizer from Fours. It's a new plugin that's just come out recently. And I am trialing it to decide if I'm going to buy it. So far, so good, right? Good. Now that we have that sorted, Mr. Holiday. All right, put the reverb back on here. You can hear there's some music going. There's some music going on here. There's some modulation going on here. Each one of these sections here has a modulator, has an LFO that can, be like an LFO or more like an envelope or more like a random kind of a thing. Actually, one of the first limitations that I've hit on here is I found myself wishing I could modulate multiple things, and you can switch between one destination at a time, but I don't think you can modulate multiple parameters in one area. Am I wrong? Is there some trick I'm missing? I haven't read the manual yet. So yeah, if you're someone who likes to modulate everything all over the place, you might need the help of some kind of external, like the Max for Live LFOs and stuff like that, or just do automation. Of course, we can automate all of that. I think even I've got something in this reverb modulating. Yeah, the size. So you hear, as it plays, sometimes the pitch will rise up and down in the background of the reverb. There it goes. There you go. I like that. It's trippy. Definitely on the dark, weird, and minimal side of techno today. I threw in a bunch of random high frequency percussion to add. I don't know, that's a little too much. I think I want to keep it a little more stripped down for now. All right, so what else can this thing do? I tried, that's the first sound that I made with this thing, was just doing this kind of ringy, metallic, percussive / it could be a bass line if I tweaked it and put some more low end in it. But yeah, just this kind of very modal sounding sort of instrument. Let's see what I got going here. I tried to do some kind of stabs. That sounds great. I'm not sure about the reverb. Maybe I want to try an external one. Let's hear what it sounds like dry. Does this even go with my original pattern? I might have to tweak it. I forgot I also have some subs to go in there with the kick. I just messed up my sound. To hear this by itself. Yeah, really ringy, right? Really, and it's got some crazy modulation inside of it somehow. And it definitely, the reverb, I think I had too much reverb on it. The reverb inside of this thing is okay. It's very metallic. And I guess it kind of fits the character of the synth. And another thing I noticed that even when the decay is super short, it's still not. It doesn't go as tight as I would expect at 0, for example. See, it's still really whooshy and long at 0. Let's solo that for a second. I have to read the manual to know what focus is. Maybe it's the balance between like the fast and the slow, the early and the late reflections. Anyway, I like it. I like this as a big dubby chord stab. And then I did another kind of stabby sound. More low ends. It does excel at more kind of metallic sort of sounds. Let's hear this again. I need to have another couple of sounds to answer those. What's up, guys? What's up, Mizao? Joshua 3, welcome. Aaron's saying the focus sounds like a high-end, low-end EQ. Maybe. Maybe it's something to do with like the filter of the high and low frequencies within the reverb. Whatever, it sounds cool. All right, so I like this vibe. I like what's going on here. I feel like I need to fill this in. I'm not sure if, because, you know, I started this track playing around with these sounds that I made with this new plugin that I'm learning how to use. I'm not sure if they fit together very well. Let me go back to this one for a second. I like it like this all by itself. Maybe this is just a different track. Maybe there's too much reverb. Let's play with this for a little bit. Another test of this plugin is its tweakability. How does it lend itself to like automating, modulating, performing? Are there cool parameters to play with in real time? All right, we have this balance between the impulse and the grains. How can let's see if I can make this sound a little thicker in the low ends. That's going to be over here in tonality probably. But I'm totally breaking it now. Now it sounds like a plucked string instrument. I actually kind of like that. Totally messed it up. It's so easy to mess your sound up with this thing. Yeah, I kind of like this. I like it better than the ringy one. I like it more sort of, it's almost like a weird bass guitar instrument or something. All right, that's totally screwing it up. Nope. We want that on. What's the LFO doing? The gap. The gap is this. Gotta be careful with that. It's taking it out of tune, but a little bit of that could be cool. I'm definitely seeing that using this for techno, especially if you're doing this kind of hypnotic, weird thing, playing with the sounds, right? You definitely got to get your hands on it. You got to map some MIDI controllers to it. You got to do some automation, more modulation. So, and I know they want to keep it simple and focused and limited and work within the limitations, but I'm sure like a couple other modulators in this thing would go a long way. And of course, you've got, you know, other LFOs, other envelopes, automation. So it's available. It's available. I kind of like this for like a minimal groove. What's going on here? More subby. maybe a little too much. I'm into it. That's not working. This one's kind of like spreads it out over time a little bit. Makes it like more of a scrape than a pluck. But I think we need it to be sharp. It also does this repeat thing. I might play around with this on another sound though. Alright, let's go back over here. Play around with the grains a little bit. Alright, so we've got the LFO sweeping the tone up and down semi-randomly. I think it kind of jumps up and down a little bit. That's pretty cool. Subtle random freakiness going on to the tone, which is this thing. So it's mostly low, but occasionally it's kind of jumping out a little bit. That number, the more kind of continuously noisy it is. I like this. And you can combine that with this. Aaron suggests would sound trippy with a dotted eighth note delay. And Tim agrees. No, I'm all for that. There is the reverb on it. Let's put an echo on it. Maybe a little muddy. Very dark. We don't even do dotted. What if we just do some kind of out of time thing? I like that too. Yeah. Can I make this brighter? Is that possible? It's already bright. It's like it's either thinner or darker. I think if I try to punch this up and make it brighter, I would have to go in here to the tonality and the contour, and it's just going to break it. Well, that's still pretty cool, though. That tilt's cool. It's kind of like a filter, but it's just removing modal bands. I need a little high end. Yep, so easy to break the sound. Yeah, that's not doing anything. All right. What are we doing? Getting lost in the sauce. I like this. The more I play with it, the more I appreciate it. Silver Knobs wants some distant claps. Silent claps with reverb just way in the background? Do you mean like on the 2 and the 4? Just like a regular old 909 clap or something? I'll use the DS clap synth. Ah! Too loud. Too soft. I don't love that, but I'm not going to go too crazy on sound designing a clap right now. I'm going to put the claps in the toilet. That's a really dry hi-hat. Let's see what we can do about that. I don't mind that. Let's modulate that. A little bit of the delay time. So subtle. All right, I feel like I have to play with the synth again. Do the other sounds work with this? I don't know. Let's see. I think it might be like a different key if we're in key with something. Actually, I'm okay with that. Too much reverb. I'll fix that later. That bass sound up a little bit with some saturation. How about this one? Oh, missed it. It was muted. Maybe. Occasionally. You hear what the hi-hat's doing? That wasn't supposed to happen. I had the feedback up a little bit too high. Trying to get that delay time to modulate and be a little bit weird. I know we're not in 4s anymore, in the tele anymore, but I like playing with feedback. We've done that before. Okay, let's pause for a minute. I usually do my halfway pause and I forgot. What's up, everybody? We've been having fun getting lost into the deepness of this Tele plugin from 4s, which I'm liking. You know, I think it's on sale right now, like an introductory price, and it's only like $30-something. That's worth it. I think I've made up my mind after playing around with it with you guys here on the show today. I'm going to buy it. You could waste a lot more money on plugins that are less fun than this. So yeah, I think it's good. Um, Tim Xavier's talking about mixing stuff. Yes, the hats need the compression and the overdrive and the stuff. Yes, I agree. We need some sparkly stuff and some highs and some dynamic range control going on, and my fingers like waving around like this as we do it. So yeah, I told you we'd be. I wasn't sure what we were going to do today, but this is what's happening. We're playing around with the new stuff, and yeah, no, I like this. I like this plugin. I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll try to make a sound from scratch now. Let's see what else this thing can do. I don't know. I'm not getting like a strong like I need to make a certain type of sound to add to this feeling right now. So who knows? But yeah, I have another tele open here with it's just default with no effects or nothing. And beautiful, right? So cool. Let's see what's happening. What key am I in anyway? If I was going to play like a musical thing in tune with this. Could be like an F sharp. Could be a B. It doesn't have to be I don't have to follow any theory rules. The chord, I think that chord staff is like kind of an F. All right, so let me see what I can make this thing do. No guarantees this is going to fit the track perfectly because we're just experimenting. But that's what it sounds like right out of the box. The spread thing just makes the voices pan randomly. Sounds cool with just two notes panned left and right like that. If I wanted to do a pad, I could do that. I've got up to 16 voices of polyphony. What does the glide sound like? So you can use this like a regular melodic synth too, which is cool. All right, now let's play around with the impulse. You can hear better what that blur does now. It's kind of rounding out that impulse from being more percussive to being kind of a soft pulse. It's getting a little more hollow, like square wavy sounding now. All right, so this was this thing I didn't play around with really yet, this repeat. I've lost what key. Yeah, so it sounds like I put an echo on it, but it's not. It's just repeating the impulse. Kind of cool. What is this doing? Doing some kind of... Yeah, this is I think I need some more explanation of what's going on here. Oh, I see what's happening. It's like modulating the rate of the speed. It's kind of cool. It's like the bouncing ball sort of effect. This could be something just that could be cool to modulate. I like that. Wish I could make it more plucky, more defined. Okay, shorter decay. There it is. And I guess you can also do it quantized, that's synced, or just a frequency. That's cool. All right, let's see what happens. Let's jump over to tonality here. Ooh, that's good for techno and deep stuff. I suppose the thing to do... All right, I'm going to see if I can make a pattern that is in time with the beat. All right, so... Wish me luck. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Maybe fewer notes. See if we can get this going into making some kind of rhythm out of it. Interesting. That's kind of cool. It's making like a rhythmic texture thing. That could turn into something good. Where was I? Here. See if I can get this tune to fit with what else is going on. Or just something that sounds cool with it, whether it's in tune or not. What is happening? Sounds like bubbles like dripping now. This thing is crazy. I like this. I like this as an interesting percussive pattern. I never would have made that on purpose. See what happens if we go over to contour. Sounds like something's going down the drain. Oh man, all right, we're getting in so deep into the weeds with this stuff. So crazy. All right, let's put the music back on just so we're not only listening to like, I don't know, marbles rattling around in a tube. I feel like I should have kept it more simple. I went a little too far with that sound. So far, so good. All right. How are we doing? What are you guys talking about? Who else has come in here today that I haven't said hello to? Dominique Zander, hello. What's up? Jean-Paul Bondi likes the UX of this thing. Yeah, I think Fours in general has a really fresh look, right? Stands out. I'm into it. Where's the beer saying that be cray cray? I agree. Just a little crazy today. Hey, Bill. Nice to have you. We're getting weird today. And where's the beer? Welcome. I think you asked what the VST was. This is Tella by Fours. Again, just trying it out. Got the trial period done. I've had it this week. Played around with it. This is the second time. Just deciding whether I'm going to buy it. And I think I will. I think I would. I will contribute. I, in general, appreciate and support what Fours is doing. They make really cool stuff. So this is no exception. I kind of already knew, even even before. I kind of knew I was going to do it. So, yeah, okay, yes, where's the beer points out, this is something that may be a limitation for many of you, and that this is, for the time being, Mac only. It's only an audio unit. So I hope that Fours will branch out into Windows compatibility in the future. Although, I got to say, there are thousands of VSTs that are not available for the Mac. There are so many more plugins that have been around for the last 15, 20 years that were never made available for the Mac, that are only PC. So it's okay if one or a handful of Mac only plugins are out there, right? Because it's just not fair. There's definitely plugins from back in the day that I used when I was more PC oriented workflow, that I wish I'd kept. I don't even remember now, but there's all these like freeware, cool, weird plugins that I used to use in Windows that never were ported over or developed for Mac. So let us have this one. Oh, Aaron also is pointing out, Fours is a 2-person operation, so it's cool to support small companies. Yes, absolutely. And I'm buying this. I'm not a shill, but I'm just gonna say, go out and buy it. It's on sale. If you like the sound of it, I think it's cool. It's definitely a good, deep, minimal, weird techno tool. That's what I've been doing today. I'll probably make electro sounds with it too. And oh yeah, Acid Bat always wanted D Blue Glitch for Mac. I agree. I remember that. That was a cool plugin for sure. All right. How are we doing for time? We've got a few minutes left. I'm just going to play around a little bit more before we wrap it up for today, and maybe I'm not sure about this. It's cool. I guess it goes to show you that you can do some weird sound design with this thing. What does this sound like just without the repeats? This is kind of cool, weird percussion sound now. Sounds like I'm banging on a little tabla or something. Oh, and we didn't have any grain in there yet. That's cool. Just that is more interesting with the noise now. You can use the grain as our noise layer in a percussion sound. I wonder, can I use the LFO? Yeah, you can use the LFO to modulate the release of the envelope in the grain. Interesting. Put some reverb on it. Let's play around with the modulation on the focus. That sounded cool. I have no idea what's going on. All right. Just like a weird rhythmic atmospheric pattern going on in the background. Maybe I don't need so much of that modulation with that pitch of the reverb changing. But all right, one more sound I said we would try before we go. So let's find another Tele. Let's try to do something a little less weird and a little bit more musical, maybe just like a nice pad or something like that. That could work. Just to play around before we go. All right, let's go first into the... That's sharp. What I'm doing now, like you could get something really similar to this coming out of like Live's Collision, right? It really also, it still kind of always sounds like a lot of physical modeling synths, but still with these kind of cool limitations that they're working here. Do a little stereo. And then I want to get in here and figure out that one of the things that's kind of vexing me a little bit is what the heck is the phase and the sine doing? Because so far I haven't heard it doing too much. Oh, okay. That is cool. Sounds like comb filtering, flanging phasing. That is really cool. I think we need LFO on that, right? So we're going to go over here to the modulator. We're going to choose whatever that was. Sine. Can I modulate the sine? Yes. Not mix. That sounds pretty cool. Try a different shape. Whoa. You do some cool stuff with this. That's going to be nice with some reverb. Oops, sorry, a little loud there. All right, nice drones out of this thing. Maybe that's what I wanted. I know, I still can't figure out what key I'm in. Something about that reverb is so ringy. I have to work on this sound. Anyway, just trying to go in a different direction, not something percussive and weird. I'll do something smooth and atmospheric and weird. Nice one. Okay, we made it. We made it an hour. It's time for me to get out of here. Got to meet a student shortly. Got to get on with my day. Thanks everybody again for hanging out. And just another reminder that we've got on December 7th, the Smith and Selway live stream studio session coming up. And of course, you can still check out the Auto Freak Remix Challenge if you haven't listened and given your rating yet. All of these guys who submitted would really appreciate some feedback from the community, and then sometime, hopefully, I would say next month we'll announce the winners and announce what the plans are for the release for this thing. So, because we are going to pick remixes and release them. We're going to do something with these, right? Nice one. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with me while I noodled around with this weird plugin, this really cool plugin from Fours. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you next time. Adios.